Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mystery Baker here. Hope you're all doing well. Hello and welcome. So, this is a video showing you what I've got in my cake crafting supplies. As you can see, the boxes here, I don't own a lot, really. I know people who've spent thousands and thousands of pounds on cake equipment to make cakes with, and you don't really need all that, I promise you. So I'm going to run through what's in my boxes and what I thought was great and what I thought was a root thumbs down. So I'm going to see that kettle over there. Can you see it? Well, it's got my name on it. I'm going to make myself a cuppa. I hope you do the same. And when we come back, we'll go through what I've got. Oh my goodness, that coffee was just what I needed on this very, very wet and dreary Friday morning. So, as I said before, I don't have a lot of crafting tools, or as many as you would think. And a lot of them that are in these boxes, I've probably forgotten what was in them. So this is probably just as much of a surprise to you as it is me when I look in these boxes, because I don't often go there. But I wanted to go through what I do have. So I do have some little pots here. These were plant pots and I recycled them and I just use them for my small tools. So obviously rolling pin is an essential. And the reason why I like this one, it's small, okay, and you can use it for working with small pieces of fondant, even cupcakes and things like that for rolling out fondant. But it's lovely. It's a smooth texture, and you can pick these up anywhere. But even if you're in the UK, that is, at Home Bargains, I think they do them for a couple of pounds, maybe £1.99, something like that. But they're ideal for rolling small pieces of fondant. Okay, so that's a thumbs up, guys. That's a thumbs up. Also, I'll just pick all of these out. These are really good tools, okay? These are really good, and I do use them a lot. And this is why I have them in this container, because I can access them quickly. All right, and the ball tools are very, very useful, especially if you're model making. And these are for model making, I suppose. And there's different types. This is a real good one, and I've used this over and over. It's more of a scribing tool, and it can make texture. Okay, it can poke holes, it can draw lines, and it doesn't make it doesn't tear your fondant. Okay, if you used a knife, it may tear it, but this is nice and smooth. Okay, so definitely something I do suggest you invest in if you're wanting to start cake decorating and model making. Okay, the rest can go by the by, but if you have something like this, I mean, these pink ones here are a cheaper version of the yellow ones, and I got these from Home Bargains, and okay, they're not as robust, but they're okay, and they were £1 for all of them, where I think these are more expensive, the yellow ones. Okay, so there's some more ball tools that I have in my collection. They're different widths and different. Can you see how small the end? I don't know if that picks up, but it's very small end, and that can, work really well for small projects. I have a tape measure, and I got this out of a cracker. A Christmas cracker, and it's perfect for measuring the width of your fondant. So if you can imagine, measure your cake, and then you know roundabout how wide your fondant should be rolled. So that's a good little thing to have, and I do use it very, very often. I've got other little things in here. I've got pens and rulers and scissors, and yeah, got a few more. And I've got a little mini tape, little mini one. So that's something to use, that I use. So that's that box. And as I say, these are the ones that I grab And they're all in one place so that I'm not losing them. That's why I use this. It's just an old plant pot that I recycled. In this one, wow, what have I got in this one? Okay, as I say, this could be a surprise. A little icing sugar sieve, which I think is so cute. That's about 50p. Now I do have a lot of brushes because when you're using glues and edible paint, these are very useful. Okay, and adding glitter as well. So having a little stash of paintbrushes is really a good buy. And these were off eBay, these blue ones. And this one here was off from a craft store. But on eBay, you can buy a pack for a couple of quid. Now these, now. Hello. These are made of rubber, and a lot of artists use them for different crafts. But in cake ink, they're very good as well. And this smooths edges. I can't explain what I would use it for because I'd have to show you. But when I'm doing a one caking project, I might show you how I use this. And it's a rubber ended. It's rubber on the end. And it makes embossed marks if you want that. But it also smooths edges, and I will do a demonstration at one point. So I'll get to show you how I use these. Okay, and they don't make any marks on your fondant other than the mark you're wanting to make, if that makes sense. I have a little embossed, with little daisies, can you see, rolling pin, and that's ideal for cupcakes. I think I got that when I first started crafting because I thought it looked pretty, and but I can use them for cake toppers. Cupcake toppers as well, because cupcakes are a thing too, and I do make a lot of them for family and friends. A scalpel, hello. Yeah, you do need one of those. Cuts fondant, excellent. And this one came with different size blades. Sorry, not different size, but spare blades. So it was a good investment, and as I say, a couple of quid. I do have a mini ruler. A little mini ruler, and that's useful too, especially for small projects. What else have I have? What else? Oh, this is good, and I do use this. Hello. Have you seen this? You may have seen this on other tutorials you've watched with other cakers. But if you're wanting, it has different, can you see the 3 discs? 1, 2, 3. And you see the one on the end, it's great for like stitch marks. If I was wanting to make it look like a handbag, for example, and I wanted little stitch marks, I roll that across and it gives the illusion or impression of stitch marks. Okay, so it's a good little tool. And yes, you won't use it every single day, but I've had this for at least 5 to 6 years, and I probably used it on maybe 12 occasions. So it does come in, and it won't go out of fashion. I will use that constantly throughout my caking life. Oh, these are my measuring spoons. A teaspoon, half a teaspoon. I kind of do a lot of guesswork when I'm weighing things now. I think when you've done it for such a long time, you know what half a teaspoon looks like. You know what a teaspoon looks like. But when you're first starting off, having these little measuring spoons is ideal. And I did use them years ago. These must be at least 10 years old. Okay. And every now and then I do use them. Okay. I do. Especially when I'm making something that I need to be precise. For example, a Christmas cake. I would use my spoons. So that's that. Now, I found this. I bought this one watching a tutorial once, and I thought I must buy it, and I did. So basically, it's a little baby mold, and you put your fondant in. You get two. You get the cutter, and you get the mold. So you roll your colour of fondant that you want out, and you cut it out with this like kind of miniature cookie flower cutter, and then you put the flour in that, and then you press like so, and it molds a flower. And it is such a good little tool. Have I used it a lot? Well, I've still got the bag, which is usually a sign that I haven't used it as much as I thought I would. But if you're just learning and you're wanting to make some flowers, and especially quick and easy ones, these can be done in a bit. And as I say, because they mold the texture of the flower onto the fondant, you can then dust it with luster dust or glitters, and it really does look pretty. And if you're wanting to make, I don't know, 20 or 30 flowers, it's a lot easier with using something like that. So I'm not going to say it was a bad buy. I'm not at all. It's just that I haven't used it as much as I thought I would. Okay? All right, next. Okay, my sugar shaker. Now you can get these from your thrift stores, your pound shops, and they're usually about £1 or even less. You can buy them at craft stores, but you'll pay more, so shop around. And then I have my corn flour bag, cornstarch, and that helps with rolling models. Okay, it's a replacement of icing sugar. Some people use corn flour, some people use icing sugar. I tend to switch between the two. Okay, that's that. Bring in the box. God, I don't even know what's in this one. So this is going to be new to me and new to you. So I've got a dummy model here. I haven't used that one. Sometimes, because I'm doing demonstrations and tutorials, I do have dummies. Not that I've used them much on YouTube, but I have used them in the past. And that's a spare that I have and haven't used. But it's also good, just to say, I do use my dummies to sit my models on. If I'm making something that needs to sit down, I'll use this so that I can get the legs going over in the right position and drying correctly before I add it to the cake, so I can make it in advance. I can make my models in advance. So it's a good little buy. I got this from a craft store. It was £1.80. You know how I know? It's got the price still on. However, I think you can get them for less than that. And that's a 6-inch dummy polystyrene. In here I have lots and lots of ribbons, and I tend to make all of my cakes edible, but sometimes wedding cakes or the cake board I usually wrap with ribbon. So I have lots of different, what's some string, I don't know what that's for, but I have lots of ribbons, different colours. I've got purple, pink, orange, got some Christmassy ones. I have some pearls, which are nice for wedding cakes. And everyone has craft boxes like this. Every cake will have a junk box, and this is one of them, I think. But it's basically all of my ribbons and even leftover ribbon. Okay, there's a little bit there. And there's some with doggy. Can you see? It's got a little bit of doggy print on. How sweet. How sweet. How sweet it is. Okay, this. All right. This is good for the beginner. Okay, this is a size guide. And if you're making things in duplicate and they have to be the same size, something like this is great because you can roll them into balls and always get the same size ball so that you don't have to have much guesswork. Okay, so if you're wanting to make cake toppers and you're wanting to make a teddy bear on each cake topper, you might think, well, I need to really size them so that all the balls that I use, even if it's to make a leg, will be the same size as all of the other cake toppers. And this is an ideal way of doing that. And I have used it. I have. Not as often as I should, because I kind of just blag it. But yeah, there's that box. So that's my bitty box. It's got a bit of everything in it. Oh, I do have these. These here are for flowers. If you're making flowers on a stem, I use them sometimes. It's not something I've used a lot. As you can see, the pack is almost full, but they last a long time. So if you buy one, it will last you over a year, I would hope, unless you're really, really busy and you're making lots of cakes, which I hope you are. And that's that box. So that's my bitty junk box, I would like to call it. So I'm going to go and get the next box and I'll be right back. Okay, next box. Okay, so this is more cutters and embossing and things like that. So in this box I have lots and lots of scone cutters, circular cutters. I use this one in particular for my cake toppers, you know, the discs that go on the top. And sometimes I use the flat edge, but sometimes I use the fluted edge, and I find them very versatile. So these were £1 or something like that for a full set. I have them in steel, and I have various sizes. I won't show you them all. I have a textured mat. I think I've showed you this possibly on another video, but I'll show you it again for my newbies. It's made of silicone. It's not a rolling pin, it's a mat, and I won't get it out because it's in a container. And you can use these if you're, you know, looking for some inspiration how to decorate your cake boards. You just simply roll out your fondant, then you roll this over the top and it will emboss it, and you can add your luster dusts and glitters or whatever you want to it, and it's very, very effective. I've had this a long time now and it's still like new. Okay, so that's that one. I also have a rolling pin. Now I was given this, I didn't purchase it, and it's from the brand Coalpit, and it's textured rolling pin. Okay, and it gives you some ideas of how to do it. I mean, it shows you there applying the pin to the finished cake, but I'm always worried and dubious about stuff like that in case I have to do it all again if I make a mistake. But it's great for cake toppers because of the texture, you know, the cupcake toppers, and it's great for boards as well, and I have used it. So that's that. Now I also have in this box, amongst other things, my texture mat, which I will be using soon. It's a wool effect. I got it from eBay for £1.50, something like that, £1.99 at the most. And I'm going to be using that at Christmas because I'm doing you all a snowman tutorial, and I'm going to make a woolly scarf with my snowman. I'm going to use that, so that will be coming soon because Christmas is not long. I promise you this. I know we're saying it's a long way off, but I don't think so. I also have these, and these are called tappets. Again, I saw this on an American tutorial and I just had to have it. And they're the letters, as you can see. The only thing with these is you can't use fondant. You have to use either gum paste or flour paste or fondant with CMC Tylose powder added to them, because the fondant has to be rolled extremely thin, and you press them in and then you're meant to just tap it out and they fall out. But they're great for names, happy birthday, congratulations, etc. And I use them a lot. Now I think that's about it. There's other things. There's these. We all have some of these. They come in different sizes. They're little cutters, and they press down like that, and you push it into the fondant, then you press in this top button and it embosses this shape onto the shape that you've cut. So this one happens to be a butterfly, but I've got a snowflake and various sizes, hearts, things like that. We all have some of those. Do we use them a lot? Probably not as much as we should or we thought we would, but they're ideal for the beginner who just wants to be able to do some quick and easy embellishments for cakes. Okay, so that's that box. And finally, I'm going to go and get the other one. I'll be right back. Okay, last box. Yay! Okay, now in here I know exactly what's in here because I use this box quite regularly. But first thing I have is dowels. I don't know, to put in your cake. And I have different sizes. Okay, I have small and medium to large. I have lots of them, so I won't bore you, but basically they go into the cake. If you're making 2 tiers or 3 tiers or more, you put these into the cake so that when you put the other cake on top, it is supported by these dowels. And I recommend investing if you are eventually going to be making cakes more than 1 tier. And these can be found on eBay. Also in here I have lots of other molds which I won't go into amazing detail. Oh, I have these. These are gorgeous. My late mother got me these, and they're like wedding knives and cake slice, you know. And I just think they're adorable. I love them. Oh, it gives me good memories. So I won't be throwing them away anytime soon. Now, these two, these are something that I really, really rate. So that's there's lots of fondants in here, and yeah. Oh, and this is a great miniature crafting board, and it's got all the little grid here so that it's good for measuring without a tape measure and things like that. And it's only one-sided here, but I love this, and I do use this for small craft projects. It's good for rolling out too, so it's useful, and it's sturdy. It's very, very sturdy. So I'll just move them out of the way and move this box. Oh, we're piling up now, but we're on the home straight. I have to say, a lot of people think, oh, cakers are mumsy and they're very, very well behaved. Yes, there are moments when we are very well behaved as caking ladies, but most of us, as you'll know out there, most of us cakers are daft as a brush. We're mental. This is such a good little thing. It came with all of these different parts. I won't open them all up, but came with all these different parts. But this is basically it, and you can make them as wide as you want. For example, this is a ribbon cutter. I use that for ribbon cutting, and it's exactly in the space. But you can move the slots to make it wider. You can move that down to make it wider if you're making a big ribbon. And it's great for cutting strips. If you're wanting straight edges or even a band to go around a cake, this is ideal. Okay, no measuring required. You just roll it across, and it works. And yes, it wasn't the cheapest. It wasn't expensive, don't get me wrong. But I bought this when I first started cake decorating, and it's still in use. I use it. I will never not stop using it, even if it's just for that ribbon, even if it's just for the strips that it cuts. It's ideal. And as I say, it has little spaces, and you just unscrew this section and you can move the spaces so that you can make that width wider or even shorter. There's even small spaces as well. It's a wonderful machine. It's a wonderful piece of equipment, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that's that. And then my extruder. Sounds really gruesome, doesn't it? The extruder. But I don't use this as often as I used to, only because I'm not making as many cakes. But something nonetheless that I would use. If you're wanting to make a perfect, let's just say grass. Grass is an example. You know how you see grass? Well, this is perfect for grass. So basically, it has a bottom there, and you get all of these little, sorry, I'll get one out. All these little discs with different discs with different shapes. And there's the grass one. Can you see it? There, like that. And you place it in there, you unscrew it, put your fondant in this section here, and you squeeze with this handle like that. And the grass comes out, you know, if you're making grass for a cake, or if you're wanting to make a long tube to just tidy an edge around a cake, you can use this because it has different gauges. There's even a hexagon there. Okay, and they come in with these little accessories. And I bought this again when I first started cake decorating, and I would never regretted buying it, because if it can do grass, I'm a happy bunny. I'm a happy bunny. So even if I just used it for grass, it's well worth it, because, you know, even on cupcakes for Easter and things like that, they're ideal. Oh, like, yeah. So that is it. Yeah, that's it. Now there is this, I don't know if you've seen this, but this is ideal. It's just a miniature cutting board, and it's solid. You can even roll out on there. I like that. Obviously my turntable. What's your favourite tool. What's your favourite tool? Now, out of all of my bits, and I don't have lots, don't get me wrong, I mainly use these. My hands are my biggest tool because I make most of my things by hand. But if I have to choose one piece of equipment that I couldn't do without, I would have to say it is, that's right, it's this. It's my scribing tool. I once did a cake project with someone and I went over to their house and I'd forgotten this and I actually felt like I'd lost my right arm. I couldn't cope without it. I just needed it. It's always with me and I just love it and I use it so much. It's definitely earned its worth in however many pennies it cost. It's worth every penny. Even if I had to pay £10 for that, just for that, I would. So, what's your favourite tool? Yeah, and what is your worst? What is your biggest waste of money that you have, you know, in caking, I mean, your biggest waste of money that you've spent and never used that particular tool? I think mine, I don't really think I've wasted money because they haven't ever cost a lot of money. But I think some of the cutters I don't use, you know, some of like these are rose cutters. And I've not really ever used them, you know, and they're still like new and I probably won't ever use them again. So, there will be some more tutorials. Now, I was going to do a tutorial showing you how to use my new airbrush machine. However, I ordered some edible paint from Americolor and it must be coming from the United States because it still hasn't arrived, so I can't even do that. So I know I hate asking, but if you'd like to, you don't have to, but if you give me a like, it does really help my channel grow. I'm a very small fish in a big ocean, so that little thumbs up does mean a lot and it will make a huge difference. Comment below if you have any other caking questions and I'll try my best to answer. It's 10:25. That's right. And it's coffee time. It's a miserable day. I'm not doing a lot today. It's my wedding anniversary. Just thought I'd throw that one in. I'm not doing anything special. I'm packing for holiday because I'm going on holiday next week. So I'm going to go and get that kettle on. I am really desperate for one. Have a great day. Speak to you soon. Bye.